Good morning, guys. Good morning, Bart. Good morning, Emily. Good morning, Freddie. Welcome to another episode of Xa Talk Show. Today is 2019, October 31st, Thursday. And today we have several big topics. So, guys, pick a topic. I don't think you guys have picked a topic yet. Let's pop out the chat and we're gonna have big topic. This time you waited, you know. So Halloween, Halloween special. What Halloween special? I don't have anything special about Halloween. Pick the topic, guys, from the description. Let me check out the comments. So you guys are talking about C and programming C stuff. So pick a topic. So today's topic is gonna be Emacs, miscellaneous Emacs stuff, my workflow, and miscellaneous Emacs stuff. That's number one. Or two, install Webpack from scratch and rant for 1 hour about modern JavaScript development. 3. Install Emacs and my setup from scratch. So that's also about Emacs. So for you Emacs people, we have not talked about Emacs for a while. So you have two topics to choose from, or the JavaScript, modern JavaScript development and Webpack. Okay, so which is gonna be, which it is going to be. And yesterday, the Hello Beautiful People suggested a fantastic solution to the JavaScript generating a array problem, range function. And his solution is actually the fastest. I I made a mistake yesterday. His solution is actually the fastest. So fastest. His solution is here, and I think he's from Germany. So, and he sent me an email saying that he can be here today. he, he wants the time to be earlier. You see, the timing is a problem because you guys in Europe, this is the right time or earlier for you guys, but the people in Asia, which is populous, far more people than Europe, they don't get to see the live show. So I'm not sure about the time, And the other thing is, if I can have a fixed schedule, but I have to put some effort to it. And the other thing is, if I just go by my usual whenever I come up, where I wake up schedule, in that case, the talk will usually be better because when I wake up, after basically usually when I wake up after 2 hours, I start a video talk show, and that's usually good because I just woke up. Okay, so let's see the comments and the topics, guys. Hard choice number 2. Okay, so we got number 2 about JavaScript, the modern JavaScript crap. So Emily also wanted earlier Bay Area, Baysia. Okay, so let's see what other comments. So Bart is asking me about my opinion of Bash. I think we did a talk about that before. Did you ask that or someone else? Basically, Bash is no good. Bash is crap. Bash is one of the worst language. If you're gonna use Bash, use Perl, okay? But even Perl is dead. So Bash is no good. Bash is crap. As far as language is concerned, Bash is crap. I mean, when we talk about which language, what's your opinion about language? There are many perspectives. I mean, first of all, I mean the number one is what is your goal? If you are concerned about technical quality of the language, Bash is crap. One of the worst language possible, the worst scripting language possible too. And but on the other hand, if you want to consider practicality in today's world, in real life, what do you think of Bash? Bash is there. Bash is gonna be Bash is gonna be us for a while, I think. and because it is on every Unix system, when you install any program today, you run bash, you write a bash script. So that is the question, that is the answer, my opinion about bash. Now what do you have something else in mind, Bart, about bash? Say it. I know you posted a link. I think that's a link. What is that about? Because we are going to focus on that, one of the topic today. So far it's gonna be JavaScript, modern JavaScript framework problems. Okay, so let me finish reading the comments and let's see if I'm alive. Yes, indeed. Now it's green. And 6 people watching. Okay, so let's see. Magnify. Okay. Everyone honest, most would agree that reason C is popular because historical reasons. Indeed, it's a momentum. Emily sees. I mean, it's written in C, C, C. Crap. How has my UKness slipped out? You told us the other day, Emily. Oh, by the way, yeah. Hold on, wait a second. Never mind. So, by the way, now I'm a YouTuber, monetizing YouTuber. I'm now officially monetizing YouTuber. Google has granted. Google says, Kazaa, okay, we let you. So, do you guys see the super chat? Like, do you have an option somewhere, super chat? I have $sign in my eyes. So Emily guys says okay. So let's keep read the comments. Emily back. I didn't know so many UK people. United Kingdom. I was always assumed they are Spanish or something because of their English. Guys. Yes, yo. Okay, so where are you from, Bart? Because I always repeats it. Germany. Bart is from Germany. Therefore, usually breaks the mystery. Everyone knows everyone else because that's a question I ask often on my channel. Uh, if you choose to tell, that is. So most people here are Germany, UK, and also because of my timing. Amy Mose. Good morning, Amy Mose. So where are you from, Amy Mose? So Alan says you are dressed as a casual hoodie open source software developer for Halloween. now I need to put on my hood. I need to be a Sith Lord. I second that vote. Okay, so Webpack. Let's do Webpack. Poland. Good morning to Poland. Geography 101. Poland is to the right of Germany. Okay, and UK is to the left of Germany. So you have Germany, on the right you have Poland. On the left of Germany you have Switzerland. Is that Switzerland or Holland? Then below, a bit below, you have France. Then below that you have Italy. To the left of France you have United Kingdom, and they are enemies forever. Let's start to do the JavaScript. Okay, let's start with the JavaScript Webpack. So let's do Webpack. Indeed, let's see the wonders of JavaScript Webpack. And who are you guys? So you guys, which of you do JavaScript dev? Now usually I can tell after a while from my comments from you guys, like what you say. So I can tell Webpack, WebDog. There's a guy named WebDog. He is a JavaScript coder. I mean, when I mean JavaScript coder, I don't mean you dabbled in it. You have a lot of people, we have dabbled in lots of things. I mean, they work in a company or something. Writing JavaScript every day for years. I can tell. So there is a guy WebDog. I know he's a JavaScript coder, and Daniel Langlois, he was here yesterday. I think he also is probably a JavaScript coder, and I know from King Herring, because he told us that he's also a JavaScript coder, for professionally. And I can tell right away that yesterday that hello beautiful guys, he is a JavaScript coder. Okay, so Webpack. You see, Webpack. Let's go to documentation. Webpack. Let's start from scratch. Okay, so in this episode, if you are not a JavaScript coder, you might learn something from it. From my rant, basically. And if you are one of those JavaScript coders front end, then you can comment and correct me. Okay, correct me because I'm picking up the modern JavaScript crap, the React, Angular, Webpack, Grunt, the bunch of garbage, npm. So let's begin. Okay, so let's go to Webpack. So what we need to do first is let's go to the directory XR Talk Show. Okay, we got lots of things, and we're gonna make a directory, create a directory. Okay, create a directory, Webpack. Let's say Webpack. Okay, so like experimental Webpack. So we need to npm install. So split the window, go to a shell, npm install. Let's see if I remember the modern JavaScript stuff I'm learning. So npm install npm init -y. That will create basically. Oops, I got it in the wrong directory. Shit. Okay, so npm init will create. Basically, you just create this single file, but we did it in the wrong directory. So let's delete that. Let's go to this directory instead. This directory. Now split window. Now go to shell. Close that. Go to eShell. Let's npm init again. So it says new minor version of npm available. So anyway, so you refresh the directory so you can see npm package.json. Basically, just create this file. Now this is a kind of a config file that tells you everything about what packages your project use. So basically, we are creating a new project. Ignore batch. I don't know what is a batch sh. That's a new shell. You have to say. But anyway, today we're focusing on the JavaScript npm. You sign away. Yeah. Maybe you need to be like yes bundle. So npm init -y. So we got this init file. Basically, it tells you the name of your project, the version number, the description, something. Let's say XR test rant on JavaScript. Okay, so the main file index.js. So you got a bunch of things like that. So if you go read Webpack documentation, they have a guide and they are excellent. So this is actually a great Webpack has one of the best documentation. So you go to concept, you go to guide. Okay, you go to guide and they will give you getting started like a complete tutorial. So basically, we are already basically almost following it. So now let's do the next step. npm install webpack, then dash save dev. dash dash save dev. Yes, that is the correct command. Let's run it. So we are installing npm. What? Oh my god, he read it and didn't get it. Hardcore cringe. My deepest condolence. I don't get young people's thing, okay? Batch. What is that? I don't get that, okay? uh so so yeah, I still don't get that. So npm install, now you see it says it added 390 packages. Batch. I don't get it. So npm is installed 390 packages. Okay, let's refresh so let's look at what directories we have. So you can see here is a directory. So it created not modules. You see, now this is the 390 packages, libraries. What incredible crime. It's a crime. It's a major crime. So you have package lock JSON. You can ignore it. Okay, basically it's used by npm for internal stuff to make sure the package are installed like uniquely or something. So package.json, that's an important file you want to know, you want to check. So you see it added this thing, dev dependencies webpack. That means this project you have this dependency webpack. However, it's used as a dev, meaning that when you create your software, webpack will not be part of it. It will be just for your dev. When you are doing developing your JavaScript project, you need webpack. So that's what dev dependencies mean. And if you want to install something of dev dependency, you use this save dev option for npm install. So let's go to the directory and let's look at 390 libraries, dependencies. Like what a screw, what a crime. And some of them, for example, a lot of them are just 10 lines of code. 10 lines of code. Let's look at, for example, this array flatten. So this library, array flatten, it basically flattens an array. Like if you have an array, a nested array whose elements are arrays, this library, let's look at it. 10 lines of code, okay? This library, 10 lines of code, will flatten, the array. What incredible idiocy. And in fact, flatten array, I have written a function, myself. Let's go to my JavaScript in depth. Now, guys, this is time to buy my tutorial, JavaScript in depth. This is the best JavaScript language tutorial in depth in English literature. Does not matter it's printed or not. Fusion is a good idea and assumption and the mountains of dependencies. Well, that's true. I mean, Webpack truly have the best stock because I've read, I've read the lots of it. They are huge. Okay, I've read, the beginner's guide, the concepts. I've read several chapters for as a beginner. So, and from what I see, Webpack documentation is one of the best in industry in my 30 years. And among JavaScript libraries and communities, Webpack, they are excellent. The documentation, at least. The Webpack package itself, I would also say, is excellent. But I'm criticizing, this bunch of I'm criticizing the modern JavaScript way. The modern JavaScript, the 300. You install one package. This package install 390 other packages. That is a situation. I cannot possibly imagine. I will like this kind of system, this workflow. And these 390 systems. You don't know who wrote them. Like they beginner college student, wrote this array flatten function, and it becomes a package. It's all open source. Okay, part of the reason of this kind of bloat and bad system is because open source. I'm not going to do a rant on open source today, but it is my opinion. This situation, if you agree with me that it's no good, where you have like hundreds of dependencies. If you agree, and if we ask why is that, why did this happen? I have not researched for it, but I would say one of the reasons is open source, because once you have open source, you prevent people from making money. Then one of the things people do is trying to get famous. So you get a bunch of students or whatnot. They try to make famous, so they can say, oh look, I have this library, 5 lines of code that is very popular. 100,000 downloads. That's one of the reasons you. And also, why did npm create? This kind of things doesn't come by just. It doesn't just happen. There must be some reason, social, historical, or whatever reason, or by design, intentional, to have this situation where you have hundreds of packages, dependencies, and as a normal, like every time you do a JavaScript, this is normal. Webpack is one of the most popular used JavaScript bundlers. Okay, bundlers is one of the two JavaScript's development need. So Webpack is one of the most popular. The top two, Webpack and the Parcel, is the top two most popular bundlers right now. They change every few years. JavaScript land, things change every few years. Parcel is this one. Okay, PARCEL.js. Now, in comparison, I've also tried to read the Parcel documentation. It's one of the worst criminal Parcel documentation. Now, as far as I know, I've learned, from my sources, the sources I trust, people who I think who know JavaScript, the people I trust. One of them is the creator of Node.js, Ryan Dahl. I trust him. So he's very much into Parcel. He says this is the greatest thing. So Parcel, so I started with Parcel. I want to learn Parcel instead of Webpack. Parcel is newer than Webpack, and I read the documentation. It's crap. You don't understand what's going on. You don't know what they are talking about. They don't they don't know how to write documentation. There's no documentation, things like that. Parcel, crap. So because I'm new to the modern ways of JavaScript, all these npm init, so I am not familiar with this thing. I'm learning. So when I begin with Parcel, I read the doc, I don't get it, crap documentation, so I stopped. So I tried to focus on Webpack. Then after a few months, once I'm familiar with how all these things work, then I can go back to Parcel possibly. But by next year there'll be new things in JavaScript land. Parcel. So this Parcel and Webpack, they are called bundlers. What they do is that they take a bunch of JavaScript source code and they will generate one single JavaScript source code. That's what they do basically. And these bundlers is part of the component of modern JavaScript framework. I mean the modern JavaScript workflow tool set. You have to use it. we're gonna get into details. Okay, so anyway, let's look at, for example, now we have 390 libraries. As a curious person, as an explorer, I look at them, I see what they like, what they are. I know JavaScript very well, so I try to look at what what these idiots, what are they trying to do. So I spotted this one. Array flatten. Let me show you my own function for that array flatten. So you go to xali.info, search for JavaScript in depth. Then you go to array. Okay, you go to scroll down array, understanding array, creating array, sparse array, array like object, array how to. You click on array how to, then you can find there is a flatten array, how to flatten nested array here. So look at my God. Okay, so let me tell you what the story. In JavaScript 2019, ECMAScript 2019, they added a method to the JavaScript language, flat. So in fact, you don't need this array flatten library anymore. You can, it's built in. You have a function flat that flattens an array. What do you mean by that? For example, this is an array. It's a nested array. You flatten it. You can say how many levels to flat. Like get rid of all nested array. So that's the array flatten. Now I have written my own version of flatten before these. So and so it's called polyfill. Polyfill is another extreme idiocy, the jargon created by the tech nerds. In this case, it's created by this kind of the new generation of nerds called broad coders. They, in JavaScript land in particular, polyfill came from the JavaScript land. Polyfill, feel your ass. They like this. So this, you see, if you are of the Unix philosophy type of people, you love jargons, right? Grep, grop, whatever, cat, Unix crap. But in the new generation, you have new bunch of these millennial coders. Mostly they are from JavaScript and Ruby. They are that generation. They are JavaScript and Ruby coders, and they they also created jargons different from yours. Okay, so polyfill is one of the jargons they created. Others include, in the past 10 years, shard. I think shard, for example, in database shards, polyfill. There are a few. Okay. Anyway, polyfill is one of them. It's an idiotic jargon. I'm not going to go into details about that. But anyway, so I have written a function to flatten array before before the ECMAScript 2019 built-in function. So you look at my code, it's 10 lines of code. Okay, I bet it's better than these guys. I'm confident it's better than who wrote this array flatten. So let's put my code out there. Let's compete head to head. Let's see who is better. I want to. Okay, wait, hold on. So let's see JavaScript. So this is my code, flatten nested array. So this is the wait. Why is that every time? What? Anyway, so let's get back to this. So array flattened. So this is my code, flatten array. Let's read of the comments, okay? Let's read the documentation. So it's 10 lines of code, and then we have test. Then we have, yeah, let's do some live JavaScript session, and let's copy this guy's code, okay? Copy it, close it, and put it here. Let's go to the top, put his code there, and save this as save this. Okay, save this. Hold on a second. Go to my XR talk show. Open it. So that's today's talk show. Then go to create a JavaScript file, paste the code, show in browser, color it, show in browser. Now we're gonna code it. So modify the code. So let's do this. Array flatten. So by this guy, let's have a look. Like what kind of people are there? I mean, who is he? John Schillenker. His name is John Schillenker. Okay, let's have a look at the modern ways of programmers, the new generation, the millennials stuff. So John Schillenker, Schillenkert, something. So he has a GitHub. So this is array flatten. This is one single function, 10 lines of code to flatten array in JavaScript. And you see this GitHub, you got benchmark, you got editor config, you got ESLint, you got Gitter tribes, you got git ignore, you got travis.yml. This is continuous integration, Travis. I don't know what 10 lines of code, continuous integration. You have .verb, whatever fuck that is. You have license, you have readme, you have app vars, app vars. You have Bower JSON. Bower is some kind of I think he's also a JavaScript bundler. You have index. Okay, that's the main code, index.js. Now another thing to notice is that in JavaScript land, apparently you don't name your library in the same name as your file name. Like typically, I've noticed because I was exploring, they name your library just like index.js. Every library's file name is index.js. It's almost like that. So that's you look at things from all aspects, not the dogmatic view of the Jedi. Okay, you want to look at things from all aspects. So I look at things, when I was looking into modern JavaScript web pack, so I look at all the things, whatever comes interest to me. So one thing, for example, one thing you will learn is that you learned about this, you might call it peculiarity. So JavaScript libraries, they always name it like index.js. This is, for example, this is in contrast to Emacs Lisp, to Python, to Perl, to Java, to Golang, to almost every other language, because in those languages you have library systems, you have namespaces. Typically, the package, module, library, however the language calls it. Typically, the naming is the file name of the package is related to the module, the namespace name. They are synced. But you can see it's not the case with JavaScript. Why? I can tell you why. Because JavaScript do not have a library system, only until recently. And it's a big giant mess. That's why you need all these. That's why you need bundlers, actually. Like I said before, bundlers take a bunch of JavaScript source code, merge them into one. Doing some transformation in meanwhile. But anyway, the ultimate goal is to merge a bunch of JavaScript source code into one. Why you need to do that? Because JavaScript do not have a library system. They do now, but it's a mess. That's why you need bundlers. This webpack, this parcel, this bower, the bower.json. Let me show you bower.js. I think that's what it is. So you see bower.js, you see a package manager for the web, whatever. Okay, Bower is a package manager like npm. It's got displaced by npm. Basically, I think no one uses Bower anymore. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's in JavaScript land you have 1,000 things. So back to the GitHub of this guy who wrote array flatten array. So you got this bunch of crap. Then you have okay, so then let's look at his package. Does he also loads 100 dependencies for 10 lines of code? Okay, so he's got dependencies indeed. Apparently he's got dev dependencies, meaning it's not part of his library. But from here, from his dev dependencies, you can see apparently he is loading several other JavaScript libraries that does flatten array. So I'm guessing he's doing comparison, like he can load a bunch of others and compare which one is faster or whatever. 10 lines of code, 15 dev dependencies. Jesus. And you see util flatten, all these are all these and look at this one, the naming of this one, just flatten it. Okay, am I doing good? Am I being funny? Or am I being not funny? That's not funny. He's got 10 flatten other flatten array dependencies. Okay. And related. Oh Jesus, related. Okay, that's his stuff, I think. So okay, this guy, he wrote this package, and there's a documentation, array flatten, recursively flatten an array or arrays, install usage. Okay, why another flatten utility? Oh yeah, that's important. Why? I want the fastest implementation I could find, with implementation choices that should work for 95% of use cases, but no craft to cover the other 5%. So he does not want 100% correct array flatten yet, but he does want it to be fast, the fastest. What? What do you mean 95 use cases? Like, are you saying that you cannot? I mean, what are the issues? Are there situations that you cannot flatten an array 100%? I mean, this is not. We are not talking about AI engine that cures cancer, right? Are we talking about AI engine that cures cancer, where you only solve 95% of cases? Like what? What is he talking about? But anyway, he claims that his code is the fastest. He says, I wanted the fastest implementation I could find. Okay, so let's see Xa versus John Schilling-Kurt. Xa versus Millennial. Xa versus Bro Coders. Let's see whose code is faster. Let's get serious about this. So let's see. So his code. Let's clean up the gook in this library system. Let's just remove the export. So flat. So let's rename his function. Let's rename it to what the John. Okay, let's just say his function is flat John, and my function will be flatten. Let's say, okay, let's rename my function. flat XA. Okay, replace all. That's good. So we got two functions. His function flat John. It takes an array and it takes what is this resolution? Is the idiocy of the naming of parameters of this millennial generation of coders. So where is the document? Let's see the documentation. Usage. Flatten, require array flatten. Okay, so it takes one argument, right? But here it's taking two arguments. So what the fuck? Oh. He is using recursive solution, recursion. So the second argument is used for the function itself. So I can tell you a problem. Okay, he's using recursive solution, but however, you see the second argument is not exposed to the user. Well, on one hand, it's not supposed to be exposed to the user, but actually it is. You see what I mean? So you see, so this guy, this flatten. Wait, I also have to rename here. So flat. Okay, so rename here. So you see this function calls itself. And I suppose, I have to look at what is he doing. But basically, I imagine he's feeding, the rest argument, feeding an array as a second argument to itself. So what I'm saying is that on one hand, when you look at this function, you are a coder, you need to look at the source code sometimes, right? There's no documentation because I don't see it. There's no actual documentation. There's just a usage example. And in this usage example, we only see one argument. We don't see the use of the second argument. So what I'm saying is that he's using recursion, but however, the second argument is exposed to the user interface. So that's no good. Well, that's a my criticism. Okay, it's a minor issue. It's a okay, that's how he do it. So I don't know how he actually. So for, let's see, for is array that. Anyway, it's recursive because he's using solution. Now let's look at how I did it. So XA flat array. Actually, I have documentation. Let's copy back my documentation. Where is it? So array flatten nested array, n levels. I can have levels. He doesn't have levels. So immediately I win 1 point. I can specify how many level you want to flatten it. N defaults to 1. So n can be large, such as thousands. Because when array no longer has elements that is an array, the function returns it immediately. Okay? So yeah, if you want to flatten all, you can just put 1000. So this is the URL. So copyright, free use, copyright, XA's copyright, free use must include link and credit. Oh my God, this is what license is this? This is great license. Oh my God, this is better than GPL and better than MIT FAQ and better than open source. Look, this guy is so nice. Free use must include link and credit. Anyway, so let's see how I do it. So if n is undefined, something. You see, I am also using a recursive implementation. You see, it's recursion. It's calling the function. It's by myself. But I do not expose like the way he did, expose the internal stuff into the parameter. So we want, first of all, so we can run this. Okay, we can run it, it returns a bunch of answers. I'm testing. So this is what you are seeing. It prints. Suppose it works. Now what we want to do is we want to write another function that compares the result of both of us given the same input, so that we can say, they are correct. Let's do that. But before we do that, let's look at the comments. Okay. Is it a tragedy or a comedy? Indeed. Is JavaScript land the messiest land in programming languages? Not necessarily, okay? Not necessarily the messiest, because if you code C, the language C, the low level C, fuck. We will have to see which is messier. The C language, no namespace, no nothing. Include the whole 1,000 files. And for 40 years now, they are not going to have a namespace or library system. JavaScript, at least for all its warts, it's kind of high level, and C is the worst. So Animals says, regarding trust, what's the relation of this Node.js guy to Parcel? Is he truly neutral? I trust him. I don't think there's a relation, but I don't know for sure, but I don't think there's a relation. He gave a talk. He's a creator of Node.js, and he's a nerd type, kind of like me, okay, or like you guys, okay. He's a nerd type. He's not a very smooth person. He speak what's in his mind. Not JS guy. Ryan Dahl. If you search Sally Ryan Dahl, you'll find several of my articles about him, his videos. I recommend you watch it. So Ryan Dahl is a nerd guy. He's very smart. He's a mathematician. Okay, he was originally a PhD, research mathematician, and anyway, I like him. So one day he recommended Parcel. There's a thing about him though. He likes JavaScript. He likes TypeScript. He says, "Oh, JavaScript is the best thing," and TypeScript. He's kind of like happy in the JavaScript land. I don't think I think JavaScript is one of the worst. Yeah. So, but anyway, I like him very much. I like his stuff, his opinions. The word bloat is very apt here. That's why minify packages is necessary. So slim stuff down. Yeah, but there are many aspects to it, though. I mean, yeah, JavaScript. Anyway, so let's read some comments. Okay, I guess no comments. So if you have comment, type now. Okay, so because next we are going to dive into this. It's all code. It's about JavaScript. We're gonna compare these two solutions. I want to see if he's at least he claims his code is fastest. I want to see that if that's true. I want to see if I actually have some force behind my rants. These millennial idiots. Okay, so let's see comments. So MC Reed says JavaScript is as messy as humans are. We should identify and feel close to it. No expectations if excellence on either side. No expectations if excellence on either side. Keep it simple and deliver early. Okay. So Nam3 says, isn't free use contradictory to no? Well, that's anyway, that's not important. That's just stuff. Now it's getting interesting. Okay, so let's do this. So first of all, we want a function that compares the output to make sure though, yeah, I know what you mean, MC read. So we want a function to compare these, both of our implementation returns the same result. So you need a function that compares array, like array equal. Another big suckiness of JavaScript is that there's no way to compare two arrays are equal. No way. You have to write a function, and it's not trivial to do it. So and I'm sure, actually, I'm sure, if you look at the, let's open a new window. Let's go to the Webpack, Mpx Web Pack. I'm sure one of these modules actually compare, Lodash does it. Lodash, for example, search Lodash. Where is it? Search Lodash. Okay, it's not there yet. So anyway, in the Webpack installation, you need to install Webpack, but you also need to install Webpack command line interface. Webpack command line interface. So let's install that. Then you're gonna add another 50 libraries. Okay, it's done. Now it added another 64 libraries. Now let's look at the libraries. Refresh. So we have a total of 318. What? 310 libraries, something like that. So let's search for. Wait. Didn't Webpack itself install 390? So Webpack installed 390 packages, and Webpack CLI installed 64 packages. But why is my not module directory only 318 directories? Okay, maybe that's because some libraries do not create a directory. Okay, that's another thing you pick up. Maybe some library just create something else. Right? Does anyone know? Do we have JavaScript coders here? Alan, you code you code JavaScript at work, right? Or am I wrong? So, oh, maybe I have system wide. Well, because I both of them I say save dev. That should be, because those are dev dependencies. So Alan, okay, so Alan, give us tips. Okay, wherever correct me or give us some tips. Okay, so let's look at, I want to look at Lodash, and let's get on to the other issue. Wait, so Lodash is not required here. Anyway, let's go back. So we need a function to compare two arrays are equal. JavaScript does not have that. So let's go back to JavaScript in depth. Let's go to array, array test object equality. I have written a function to do that. Function to test object equality. There are lots of JavaScript libraries that does it too. And this is my own. Okay, I haven't read any of theirs. So there is a function that tests if two arrays are equal. Here, this is what we need. Copy it. Go to the top, paste it here. So you can see this block of code. Size array equal does it. This function. So now we just need to call them and compare. So okay, so let's see if we hold on a second. So his function flattens all the way, right? His function flattens all the way. Yeah. So in order to compare, let's call his function. Let's do this. let's rename it. Okay, so hold on a second, because this is hard to type. Yeah, let's not rename. So there is his function, and here is my version. Okay, and let's console log print to see if they return the same thing. Okay, run it. Cannot read property push of undefined. Okay, somebody's wrong. Okay, so someone is wrong. Let's see. Let's try mine. Okay, mine works. Let's try his. He's got a problem. Okay, maybe I did not use it correctly. Jesus. I hope I'm not misrepresenting his stuff. But what is going on here? It's only one argument, so why is that? Jesus. Now I'm pretty sure that his must work because it's part of the JavaScript ecosystem. Or did I rename his stuff wrong? Let's see. Did I rename his stuff wrong? Okay, let's see. Let's see the comments. Yes, Freddy. One way to compare array is to make them JSON or make an object JSON, but that's not reliable because when you have an object or arrays, by spec the items are not ordered. So when you stringify into JSON, the order may be different. So that's not a reliable way to do it, and yeah. But if you have like just a few items, usually it works. So I'm using underscore. Yeah, underscore.js. They have function for that. Underscore is one of the most popular back then. They are kind of being replaced by Lodash. Lodash is the newer version of underscore, basically. What are we going to do next? Load a JavaScript file in script to transfer data between applications. What do you mean? No, we are doing this array comparison for now. And let's see, how long have I been talking today? 58 minutes. Okay. So Alan says, if you dig into node module, you will find that there are more node modules directories within some of the dependencies. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see if we. Well, we can, maybe it's there, maybe not. Why don't you think that's semantic versioning madness is very confusing. That's why we don't have npm install npm audit when stuff doesn't work. The never-ending fun of text lines containing the string npm. But the order in array matter though, so we different the order array are not equal. Okay, so anyway, so what are we doing? Yeah, we are trying to figure out how to use his function. did I like it's a problem, right? Because I didn't change his function. Why is it not working now? Let's look at his original code. Array flatten. Okay, here is the code. Here is the code. Use strict. Okay, we are using strict always. Um, so he says flat module export. Oh God, there's a layer. This module export. So forget about my previous criticism about his exposure of the second argument to the interface. So actually, he has a kind of a alias here. So you see, the real function he export is this one with one single argument. But internally, he's actually, you know, calling two arguments. Right. So yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's do this again. Let's comment this out. Let's move the used strict to the top. That's one of the JavaScript pragma kind of thing. It'll take too long to explain. So anyway, so his function, the way to call his function is that you need to give it a second argument of empty bracket. I mean his internal function. So run it. It works. Okay. Now comment this out. Wait, hold on a second. Comment these two line out, and let's make that. Now let's do comparison. Run it. Error. Oh, okay. So you need a empty array here. Run it. It says true. So that means given this array, both our functions return the same answer. Correct. That's good. So now the next thing is to actually, should we do more tests or should we start to do timing? Let's see. What are some other tests? Okay, let's ignore the tests. Because I'm just testing how many level to flatten. So let's ignore that. Suppose both of our code returns the same result, correct? So next thing is to do timing. How do you do timing, guys? But the other array matter. So MCV, thanks for the load dash tip. So let's do timing. Okay, so timing. Now I'm not familiar with the proper way to do timing, but I have the classic way to do timing that works. So timing JavaScript code. So this is how you time it. Okay, so let's copy it. So we're gonna compare who is faster. Oh, actually, in order to do that, we need like hundreds or thousands of nesting because otherwise you'll see no difference. Meaning that we have to write a function that generates a randomly nested array to, lots of nesting, because that's when you can see the difference of speed, because otherwise they are all just a few microseconds. So yeah, so what we do, yeah, that's a problem. This is a problem of me not knowing modern JavaScript workflow, because if I do, I can simply GitHub his repository and I can see that he's got benchmark. I can just run his stuff, code fixtures. Yeah, that's what I have to learn. Because if I know that, I can simply do it quickly. But because I don't know that, it's gonna be probably take too much time, for me to doing a video on it. Okay, so what do you guys think so far? So should we wait, so how do you is there something we can do? We want to compare these two functions speed. What anyway, so yeah, you really when if you want to do that, you need a big nested array to do that. So let's see, maybe he shows some of that. Sweet. Request benchmarked and stuff. Let's go back. Check.js. Fixtures. What the fuck are these fixtures? This truly annoys me. The JavaScript land, you have files of single line, 5 lines. Truly annoys me. Like you open a project, you download a project. Oh, this one is still too small, I think. You open a project, it may have hundreds of files, and each one is like 1 line, 5 lines. So it becomes a pain to look at them. So he's got a big nested array. Let's see. Let's copy that. So he's got one big nested array. Let's do that. Let's see. Okay. Run it. What? Oh yeah, timing. So yeah, so this is the code here should be commented out. Run it. True. Yeah. Okay. So our code are both correct, but we need to do timing, and let's try it. Okay. Let's try to compare the timing. So this one. So let's try his first. So here is a function to try. Okay, let's try it in browser. Open a new directory, a new tab. Start the JavaScript console. Type his function. Type my version. Then let's do timing. Timing, you need to put this inside. Actually, it needs a second argument, and you need okay, that should be it. Copy it. So we are calling this 50 times. One second. So it does not 0 second. I want to get the microsecond. So let's say 500 times. 0 second. Wait. Oh wait, we didn't do it correctly. The argument should be AA. Wait, why is his function not generating error when you give it an integer? It should create an error. Yes, depth and breadth. Yes, exactly. That's why we need to write a function that generates a random nested array. Actually, we can do that. Um, anyway, let's continue with this. Let's see what is the timing. 11 seconds. Now, are they are microseconds, right? Or are they what? I forgot. 9. Okay, 9, 8, 11. 8. Okay. Now let's try my function. Copy that. Let's try my function. Okay. My function is just gonna be 99. Okay. Copy that. Shit! My function is much slower. 30. 30. Oh my god, my function is 30 times slower. 10 times, well, 3 times. Yeah, 3 times slower. Okay, I can I can improve it because I haven't thought about, I haven't really tried to make it really fast, but algorithmically this is optimal as far as I know. I mean, that's typically the way I code. But I, it's possible to make it faster by, let's see if I can. Uh, anyway, so I think, so yeah, so his code is 2 times faster than mine for sure, 3 times. Uh, anyway, so trying to post the link does not seem to work. Okay, so live chat. So okay, so try the link again. So Xa says you are right that yours has some cool features like specifying number of levels though. Uh, yeah, catalog.data.gov has plenty of big data sets. Yeah, I cannot just use random JSON because JSON will contain objects. This flattened array, it only works with arrays. You only need nested arrays, no objects. So anyway, that's that. I think that's that. So okay, that's that. Um, okay, so what's the next thing? How shall we proceed to the next? Or 1 hour and 12 minutes, and maybe that's it for today. So guys, comments. Okay, guys, Bart, where are you? Guys, comments. So what's the next thing we want to do? So hold on a second. Let's copy that, paste it here. So we have today's kind of thing. Then after the video, I probably gonna do some cleanup, and then I start to spend time to look into why is my code slower. Actually, I can actually try to do that. I want to see why is my code slower than his code. So what I'm doing is, but looking at the code needs concentration, usually, and it's gonna be boring for you guys. So n equals to, if n is undefined, then make n equals to 1. Okay, so this is the error checking I can remove because that's specifying the level, I think I can remove that. So if n equals to n greater than 0, then array protocol sum call, and if this is true, sum. Okay, sum. Oh, that's another error checking. Array is array. Wait, is he? Well, he's also doing that. Anyway, to look at the code, I cannot just look at it. I have to think. Then I have to look at documentation to lots of it. That's probably boring for you guys. Computational speed stuff is fun too, though. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Because you can see here I'm using tail recursion. It returns a recursive call of the function. And what is he doing? He is doing for array length equals array length, and loop. Okay, he's using a loop. Then current item is array I, so it goes through each member. Then it's also recursive, except the way he does it, that he applied recursion to, I think, each member of the array. So his thing is not tail recursion. Yeah, his thing is not tail recursion. You suck memory, man. Yeah, well, yeah, his thing is not tail recursion. You see, he's doing a loop. He's looking at each element of the array, then apply the recursive. It applies recursion to each member of the elements of the array, and again doing the same thing for every nested array. So it's not tail recursion, but it's not parallel neither, because when you are doing a for loop, it's not parallel. Uh, so he is actually generating a new array. You see, so if it's array, he recurs into it. If it's not array, if the element is not array, like it's a number, it's already a nest, it's a number, then he push to the result. So res is the result. Okay, then he push into the result, and in the end he return res. Yeah, okay, so that's how he unravels the nesting. He simply, eventually, I mean, he's creating a new array. Just push item to it. Now, the way I do it is, if n is greater than 1, then you call array prototype sum call. So if any of them is array, you do that array prototype concat array. Okay, anyway, so my approach is more functional and recursive. Yeah. So computational speed reminds me of an old movie, Other People's Money. I don't know what's that movie. I gotta go already. Okay. Good night, Freddy. Uh, okay, I think that's it for today then. Uh, so 1 hour and 20 minutes. And about Webpack, we haven't finished, what's going on with the Webpack thing. So if we go to Webpack, we have these almost 300 modules. Then, oh yeah, there's more things I want to show you. Webpack. When you actually use Webpack, so you need to create. We haven't get into how do you actually use Webpack, like what it does actually do. You need to create these JavaScript and HTML files, then you can test it. I'm not sure. Maybe that's it for today. Maybe we can do it. Should we do it? Uh, Okay, we're gonna, let's say we're gonna shut down then, but let me try to do this. Let's see how long it takes. In 5 minutes we shut down. So Webpack, you need a JavaScript file, and so let's create a JavaScript file. Okay, so hold on a second. You need to create a source directory, and here is a JavaScript file. Save it as index.js. So this is the test JavaScript file. Then you need to create a distribute directory, dist. Now this dist directory is the output of Webpack. Okay, so we create the directory, open it, create a new file, and this file is gonna be HTML. So let me show you what this is going to do. So save it as index.html. So here's a HTML file. It's going to call Lodash. You see, it requires Lodash. Get it from the web. Lodash, the library, which is a bunch of little utilities, functional programming utilities, almost exactly the same as underscore, as far as I know. Like Lodash is the next version, kind of underscore. So Lodash, you load it, and you load JavaScript source code. So, and the JavaScript, the JavaScript, all it does is that it creates a function components, this function named components, and it just call the component function and attach it, whatever is its output, into the body of HTML. So it's gonna create a HTML tag basically and attach to the web page. But what does it do? So you see, it's creating a div element. Then it's using the Lodash join function to join a string. It's trivial. You can join a string by just plus sign. But however, they are trying to demonstrate, the Webpack thing. So they are calling the Lodash function. Lodash namespace begin with an underscore. That's just the way they do it. So underscore dot join, then hello Webpack in a HTML. So you basically create a div that says hello Webpack. Then you attach it to the HTML page. That's the JavaScript. So you have this JavaScript, then you have this HTML page. But let me show you how that works. Okay, so hold on. So web page. Okay, so first of all, you need to move these up. Let me show you. Split, go up a directory, move this to the top. Okay, so you can see HTML page is here. The HTML page. The HTML page loads the Lodash. Let's put it here. Actually, let's put it here. So loads the Lodash, then call the JavaScript. The JavaScript, we open it, like we explained before. It just create a div element. So if we show this page in browser, it's just going to show hello Webpack. So close that, new, paste, link, enter. So you see, it says hello Webpack. And we can change, for example, JavaScript hello you. Okay, so refresh, you see, that's how it works. Now remember, it's loading, the HTML is loading the Lodash from the web, from this, this distributed, this website. But the purpose of Webpack, the JavaScript bundler, this bunch of bundler tools, is that they, the problem with this, the script tag in HTML is that this JavaScript file, which is your project, have lots of dependencies, and each one of them you have to, script load it. That's a problem because you don't have a mechanical way to control libraries. Like in a typical programming language, in Golang, in JavaScript, I mean in Golang, in Python, Perl, any language, you have libraries. At the beginning, you say import, import something. So so you have a nice, easy way to know your dependencies, and you can control it programmatically. Like what libraries you load. But in JavaScript, you don't have that because JavaScript did not have namespace. So the way you load code, there's no library. You load code is just by coding, just by using the script tag. So this is a problem. Once you have several libraries you use, it's a problem. Sometimes one needs to go before the others. It's a headache. That is why. So people don't want this. So over the past 10 years, 10, 15 years, people started to create a system where you simply load one single file, like no such thing. You load one single JavaScript file for this HTML. In that JavaScript file, you should have all your libraries in one file, put together, because JavaScript did not have namespace, no package system. So you need all the libraries you need, you put them into one file. So that is the purpose of bundlers, these bundler tools. Webpack is one of them. It does that, and also the parser is one of them. And that is why I'm looking into how to do these things. So now we are going to demonstrate Webpack. So once you have this, so what we're gonna do? So let's look at the Webpack tutorial. So they tell you. So this is the structure. Okay, they tell you to. Let's follow it. We can finish this in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just to show how Webpack works, the basics. So we go to the package.json. We need to modify it. It says, okay, so it tells us to do that. So we don't want main, and we say it's private. Okay, whatever. Private, I guess it means don't upload my stuff to npm, something like that. Creating a bundle. Okay, now we're gonna change our HTML structure. We're gonna open the distribution directory and move our index file there. Okay, move our index file there. That's right. And in our JavaScript source code, we're gonna open it. We're going to change. We're gonna say import underscore from Lodash. Okay, so we are actually importing a library. This is, by the way, this import statement is from ECMAScript 2015. So JavaScript 2015, they introduced a library system. So the JavaScript now import Lodash. Okay, by this line, and in the HTML file, we don't need this line anymore because the JavaScript is doing the import now. Okay, then also it tells us to change this line. Let's magnify. Change this line to main.js. Okay. You see, this is what we were doing before, but now we just say main.js. Main.js is the final output file name of the Webpack. Okay, so we just load this one single file. Okay, so and now we need to install Lodash. Okay, because we didn't install Lodash before, we need to install it now. Yeah, so let's do that. npm install Lodash. npm install lodash save lodash. Okay, lodash is not dev, it's part of your project, you need it, so it's save, not save dev. Okay, npm install lodash save. Okay, do it. Russian, guys, I don't know, I don't understand Russian. Type English. Yeah, does anyone else understand Russian? Yeah, yes, we have the guy. What's his name? Grindeg. Grindeg is not here today. Uh, what? MC Reed. What is he saying? Okay, so we have installed Lodash now. You can see. Now let's look at the directory. Let's go to not modules. Yeah. So now search for Lodash. Okay. So now it's here. Now it's here. Hold on a second. 啊，我在讲话，我在上课。That's my roommate. He's asking me for something. He's going out to work. So we're gonna install Lodash. I mean, we already installed it. So here is the Lodash directory. It's a problem. Anyway, so Lodash, it's actually the final file is this one. It's this one, Lodash. But for some reason, they split each function into an individual file. I don't know why they do that. Because they have better management with the JavaScript tools, I guess. But anyway, the Lodash library is just supposed to be this one, 540 kilobytes. This is the Lodash library. Altogether, 17,000 lines. Oh, that's too much. Anyway, that's Lodash, and they are still using before ECMAScript 2015. You see, they are still using VAS. They should have used ES 2015 instead. But anyway, we installed Lodash. Let's go back to the HTML file. So we look at index. So you see, this is the main. Okay, so you see, we commented out the loading of Lodash, and we just have main. Main is the file we don't have yet. Webpack is going to generate it for us. Okay. Now the next step is to run Webpack. So let's run it. So we're gonna say Mpx Web Pack. Okay, and let's see. Yeah. So Mpx means execute the following command. Now Webpack is actually a command, executable, because if you look at the directory, not modules, there is a bin directory here, and you open the bin directory, you can see Webpack. Webpack is a utility. It's a command line. It's a command line utility. So you're gonna run. We are going to run Mpx Webpack. I think that's it. Let's just do it. Okay. So Mpx Webpack, what it will do is that it will look at your source directory. It will find this JavaScript file. It will try to analyze it. It will see that it's importing Lodash. So it will take that Lodash file. I mean, it sees that you are using Lodash, so it will generate the final JavaScript with that into it. So let's run it. Mpx Webpack. So what is the Russian guy typing? Sorry, but I gotta drop out as well. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Asian American. Let's stop. Let's go to top charts. So maybe his stuff won't show. I don't know. Okay, so it's done. Basically, we are done now. So if we look at, wait, yeah, if we look at the distro directory, you see we got the main.js. We look at the index.html. We look at the main.js. You see that is the thing Webpack generated. It's minified. It combines the entire Lodash library with your JavaScript. It generates this incomprehensible thing. And let's go back to load our file. Loaded, it's not there anymore because remember we changed the HTML path. So it's going to be dist index. There it is. You see, it still works. So that is the purpose of Lodash. It combines all your JavaScript into a minified version. You could have it not minified, so there are tons of Webpack options. So that's it for today. How much is the clock where you live? I'm in California, Eric. I'm in California time. 4:37 indeed. Pacific Standard Time. Uh, okay, so he's a troll. We can ban him. Luca, what are you using to load up large single-line files quickly without lag? I remember you had that as a complaint of Emacs. You see, these large single-line, you cannot navigate. This is not too long a line. You see, when I press the arrow down, you can still see the cursor moves. So this is okay. This is not too big. Well, you see, I'm trying to let's try page down. Now it's stuck. Oh, okay, it doesn't. Yeah, so Emacs has this problem. Anyway, that's it for today. So what is this guy doing? Stop fucking around. Oh, I kick you out. Okay, thank you guys for watching. By the way, so do you guys see the super chat option or something like that? Like, I'm not sure. First we wrote, "What are you doing, old man?" Then Lodash save Lodash. Oh fuck. Execute Lodash. I don't know the word execute. That's what he's saying. Okay. See you guys. I hope to see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye Ztron Crazy. Bye Alan. Bye Luca. Bye MC Red. And bye everyone. Closing down in 1 minute.